Welcome to the Witching Hour, a midnight broadcast from deep in the swamp on the outskirts of town. Today's episode is sponsored by Flip Lids, the newest item on the shelves at the Delusion Joke Shop. Flip Lids hats combine haberdashery with a touch of good-natured fun. Get your friend to put on the hat and watch him turn inside out. Customers have described Flip Lids as outrageous merriment, an assault on human decency, and the single most traumatizing experience of my young life. Today I interviewed Precipita Jones. Precipita has been cooking for the entertainment of others ever since her daytime television debut on Pandemonium, when the Pandemon focused all of its ire directly upon her. She became an instant sensation when she responded to the demonic harassment with a pan of her own, a cast iron one. Allow me to introduce the hostess of Ghostess With the Mostest, the concussor of the Pandemon, and editor-in-chief of the Gastronomicon. Even her own death couldn't curtail her culinary career. I have with me, in the shack, on the outskirts of town, Precipita Jones, the Spectral chef. Good midnight, Precipita. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here.
I must admit, I'm a little starstruck. I've been watching your show since it first started airing when I was just a pin, a tot, really, and it has had a lasting impact on me.
I'm pleased to hear that my success has touched so many.
When did your love of cooking begin?
It began like many things do, with a deep, gnawing need for food.
A love born out of necessity.
Indeed, just like my love for each of my 6 husbands.
I've often said your private life would make a marvelous musical.
True, but I honestly don't find my private life as interesting as my professional one, and would prefer not to talk about it.
Is it true your 6th husband died in the same fondue accident as you did?
I said I don't want to talk about it.
My apologies. Let's talk about your live cooking experience.
It's true. During the creme brulee crash of 1987, I had to resort to live cooking to make ends meet. I always insisted on being humane about it, and I assure you the ingredients never felt any pain. However, it makes for a boring show by the standards of the kinds of people who log into the dark web for such a thing. My career in live cooking was mercifully brief.
Speaking of merciful briefs, Jed Leggings was seen on the street outside the Leather Emporium earlier today, deliriously begging his macro-necro pants to release him from their unholy clutches. He then shambled down the street, screaming and clutching at lampposts, trash bins, and innocent passers-by, pleading for help as his legs carried him toward the outskirts of town. We spoke to Cletus McGletus earlier today. He clung to the outside of my bus stop for some time, his hands and face smudging the glass. The sight chilled me to the core. The smudges on the glass, that is. I have standards. According to witnesses, Jake Leggings' pleas for help as he clung to the bus shelter went as follows. I beg you, please, sever me from these accursed things. They are a conduit for evil beyond reckoning, and I am their unwitting host. Don't just sit there, you creep. Help me. Cut me in half if need be. These legs and loins are no longer my own. Stop laughing, you bastard. Have you no human decency? Damn you to the same hell which I am doomed to inhabit. I allow him to be taken. Those who don pants do so at the peril of their immortal soul. We can always count on Cletus to be forthcoming. Precipita, when I asked about your live cooking experience, I was in fact referring to your live cooking experience. I had no idea about your live cooking experience.
Yes, of course. Live cooking. Yes. When I was alive, my cooking was limited to what one could achieve on this mortal plane. I'm sure it seems like I accomplished so much, but compared to the wealth of available ingredients and methods on the spectral realm, my living body of work seemed quaint.
But the Toilet Wine Chronicles revolutionized the genre of documentaries filmed in prisons. The premise of thousands of convicted felons competing in cook-offs using the meager supplies available in the commissary, all for the grand prize of being released immediately no matter how heinous their crime, was a premise that gained the Hemlock Food Channel several fortunes.
And lost several hundred lives. Who could have guessed that the cannibal who won would have instantly devoured an entire Oktoberfest?
Surely you still consider Midnight Snack Crafts to be a stellar achievement.
Hardly worth mentioning.
Cauldron Corner Quarterly?
Fit to wipe yourself with and nothing more.
What about the Gastronomicon?
It has its merits, especially the second volume, which I wrote posthumously.
I found the chapter on foraging for mushrooms in a black hole particularly interesting, though for most of your readers such an expedition is fatal in application.
Who could have guessed that so many mycophiles would risk the trip? The lure of the shadow morale and the screaming bluet were too great.
I had an uncle named Screaming Bluet. The local Bigfoot has been found, its soul unwashed and a distinct fungal odor issuing from between its toes. It also sported a new adornment, a big catfish stubbornly latched to its heel. When asked where it had been, the Bigfoot reported it had been lost in the swamp, hopping blindly through bogs and stubbing all 5 of its toes on multiple mangrove trees. The Bigfoot, however, has become friends with the big fish, and together they are moving into a little pond. Let's talk about your new show. Ghostess With the Mostest premieres next week on the Hemlock Food Network. I hear that the show centers around you being dead.
Yes, dying was not part of my career path, and I never imagined it would be.
Most people would consider death to be career-ending.
I did too, at first. But I've found that being dead has no way affected my ability to do my job and be successful. I'm much more wealthy now that I don't need to eat or sleep or pay rent.
What was the show about?
Each episode, I host a dinner party on the Spectral plane with a variety of guests. After the meal, contestants must escape my ghostly lair before dawn in order to win a substantial prize of a rare void fungus.
And those who don't make it out in time?
Let's just say they are responsible for feeding the next group of guests.
I look forward to viewing it in the orb I ponder. Thank you, Precipita, for being on the show. In other news, Plucky the Naked Rooster and Barbara the Tentacled Chicken have had babies. They are both naked and tentacled. Adorable.
"13 sit down for dinner."
I've never eaten the spectral domain before. It's chillier than I expected.
What kind of meat is this?
Who cares?
The dishes, unlike anything eaten by the living.
My name's Hans Finger, self-employed in a capacity I prefer not to disclose on television. I'm technically alive, and had to call in remotely via astral projection. The connection's not the best, and the food glitches occasionally, but in some ways, that enhances my enjoyment.
Mr. Finger, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
You're good.
The venue, unlike any place frequented by the dead.
It's very spacious. Unlike my burial plot at Stool Cemetery, so much room for inactivity.
The thrills, almost too much for the undead to handle.
So delicious. My arms fell off.
Got him.
The whole dinner passes, and there's no sign of Precipita. Then, the spectral butler brings out the dessert course in a covered tray. I lifted the lid, expecting cake or something similar. It appeared for all of the world to be the head of Precipita Jones.
She looked great, apart from the fact her body was missing.
That's when things started to get weird.
I cut into the head, and inside, it was horrible.
It was cake.
The head opened its eyes and spoke a single word.
Enjoy.
Where are all the doors? Go!
My legs fell off.
Got him.
I had to reboot. It took 9 hours, and by then, it was too late.
They're here.
The ghosts of goats slaughtered in ritual sacrifice, each marked with the septagram of the maimed octopus. They got hands or hooves?
Human faces. Why? There's so many. There's so many of them.
My testicles fell off!
Got him.
Technically, I escaped the house. So, I've been enjoying my prize of rare void fungus. The screaming blevets are particularly tasty.
The Witching Hour was written and edited by Hannah Kubiak and featured the vocal talents of Karah Minelli, Donald Kaczynski, Ethan Kowalczyk, Slade, Tori Williamson, and Patrick Richert. The theme song was Lullaby by Kim Lightyear.